Introduce.
Thank you, Superintendent Luck, President Cheney, and members of the board. Tonight we have Donna Todd here. Donna is coming to us from Artesia. She is the founder, owner of By Your Side Coaching. And so Donna and her team work with our teachers in the district to provide in-classroom coaching. And so she presented to Mr. Luck and I after the year on the data that she had accumulated. And so we thought, man, that's a great information and great things are happening with our teachers. So
thank you.
It's all yours.
Thank you so much. So, Mr. President, Superintendent Luck, board members, she already introduced me. I am a teacher with time. That's the best way to say it. I'm retired, and my coaches that go into the classroom are, most of them, at least 10 years experience of one, but most are retired educators. And so what we do is we go in the classrooms and spend the entire day beside a teacher from bell to bell with them, sharing our experience and collaborating with them in order to help them grow, encourage them, give them some new ideas. And so we get to do by your side teaching, side by side, one-on-one instructional coaching. So I have some information. We've been working with the Roswell schools for 4 years. In that time, we spend our days coaching. It's an average of 5-6 days a year with each teacher, depending on what each of the principals and the district agrees upon. And so when we wrap that up, I collect data from the teachers to get some reflections of what they think of our service. And then we also put together a survey this year for principals. And that's what I want to share with you because the data is just beautiful. We are making a difference. And it's exciting to work with Roswell teachers. So thank you for having confidence in us. And I know we're going to do great things even from here. So we have supported 137 teachers in the Roswell School District over the last 4 years. If you think that through, an average of 5 days apiece is over 650 days that we have been in Roswell classrooms all day long with your teachers. We've worked with elementary, middle school, high school, and even side-by-side administrators. So during that time, you can see we broke it down as to their experience, and this information is obtained from principals. So we've worked with almost 51% alternative license teachers. These are identified by the principals, who they want us to work with. We've worked with J1 teachers. We've worked with teachers all the way up to 20 years of experience. It just depends on who the principal wants us to work with, or who in some of the buildings the principal sends out an email and says who wants a by your side coach and lets her teachers just volunteer and fight over it. Basically, it's pretty awesome. So that's who we've worked with. This is their feedback. So out of all of those teachers, we collect information. We received about 50% of those reflections back. And you can see that we talked to them and said, what do you think? What was your experience like? And 81% of those teachers said that their experience was exceptional or highly effective. So when you put those numbers together, that's about 93%. That's incredible for teachers to give you that much feedback, right? Because we're in an industry where teachers feel like they are outnumbered and everything's against them. So being able to get in beside them and see this type of result is phenomenal. It's all about relationship and trust, and then you can start helping them grow and sharing what you've got back and forth. Principal feedback. I sent out surveys to your principals this year. I received about 12 of those back. I know it's hard paperwork-wise, right? And as you can see, the most that I'm the most proud of is 100% of your principals said they wanted us back and wanted to recommend our services. So that is saying they're building confidence in what we're doing because of the partnership that we have with them. As far as them receiving our rating us as exemplary or very satisfactory, the numbers show you right there. We're at 92%. The principals are satisfied with what we're doing. And the number that I think is incredible is from the principals, the teachers that have been retained and decided to come back again after we spent time with them coaching them, as you can see in the right-hand corner, is well over 95% of the teachers we worked with are being retained. There's so many of them that tell us, I wasn't coming back. I was overwhelmed. Now I know I could do it. I've got more tools in my toolbox. We work with the teachers on, you can see here, classroom management. We work on instructional strategies. We work on their personal growth, encouraging them to have a growth mindset. And so the principals are very pleased with what we're doing as well.
May I interrupt and ask
Yes,
a question?
please.
So you said 12 principals returned the
Yes.
survey.
Yes.
How many schools were you in Roswell?
This year, we were in 16 schools.
Okay.
Yes, yes. And over the last 4 years, I should say, correct that, over the last 4 years, we've been in 16 of the 19 sites. I know that we don't do pre-K. They've got enough coaches in there, so we don't interfere in that one at all. So what I do each year is I send out the emails and give the principals the opportunity to respond, and then I come up and meet with them. And we then start recognizing which teachers they would like, what funding they have available, and then we start doing estimates and going from there and deciding how many days and which teachers to work with. So this is just a couple of the comments from some of your teachers. I do get their permission, and we just gave you a variety. Like I said, we've got 70 reflections that you're welcome to see at any time. Those are always shared with the district. So any questions for me on what we do or why we're so excited to work in Roswell schools?
Well, I just have to say that I like where you started out with building trust. You know, I think that's where, whether you're a teacher or if you work at Leprino like I do, that's something that sometimes the trust, you know, you don't want to feel like you're on your own island, fighting your own battles. And building that trust with administrators and teachers is exactly, shows the kind of, you know, improvements that we're making across the district, thanks to you guys and your LLC. And, you know, we need to do a lot more of that within our own schools, with our administrators and our teachers, is building that trust and relationship that shows that they're not in it alone. And that they do, that they are heard, and that they can overcome. Because
Exactly.
we got to have overcomers, and it's not easy.
No, it's
I
not.
don't know if I could be a teacher, because my wife's a teacher. But you guys are some overcomers, and we thank you. We thank you
very
for
much.
standing side by side with our teachers and
Thank
helping
you.
them get over that, get whatever hump or obstacle may be in the way.
Yes, thank you. You know, and that's what's really awesome and rewarding about this whole thing is, like I said when I started, we're teachers with time. So we're not trying to create lesson plans and deal with parents, and we can give them our cell phone number, and I have teachers that'll call me on Sundays and say, hey, I'm working on lesson plans, give me some ideas, let's talk about this, because we're teachers with time. So it's the best thing.
That's
It
great.
made me flunk retirement, so I love what I do, and we're having a blast. Yes,
Okay, you said that you had sent out the surveys and only 12 came back.
yes.
So we have, how many schools do we have? 16?
We have
Well, she
24
said 16
schools.
through the 4 years.
Okay.
19 different sites. So
Okay.
this year, it might have been less.
What schools didn't send them back?
You know, I couldn't tell you that off the top of my head. You know, it's a matter of if I've worked with them and they recognize my email. So I don't want to put anybody under the bus. By all means, they had to recognize me.
I don't have a problem with it.
Right? So it's whether or not we've had that opportunity to work with them and start building that relationship as well. So,
Right, and when you build a relationship, it takes two.
yes, it does.
And if one of them's not willing to step up, then we need to
That's right.
fix that problem.
Because
And
this
I-
is a great service and it should
Right,
be.
and I'm gonna agree with what Mr. French said over that, building trust. You know, and I'd like to know what schools aren't responding. Because that tells me, hey, they've put up that wall, and that wall's not gonna come down unless we bring it down.
Well,
So,
and I don't want to, I'll defend the principals in this matter because it's a matter of funding. I'm private, I'm
was
for
gonna
profit,
say.
right? So it depends on their funding too and how they can justify our services. Am I saying that correctly? So that's whether or not we've been able to follow through and build business with them.
but I like
as
your,
well.
I like your presentation and
Thank you.
the numbers, you know.
Amazing.
Numbers speak for themselves.
Exactly,
do.
that's what I look at.
Yes.
And I would like to just commend you and your team for also attending our in-district professional learning opportunities, because we have some things that we do that are very specific to our district. And so, you know, I communicate with Donna, and so like we have a literacy presenter that will be starting the year with our elementary, and she said, can my team attend? You know, we want to learn. And so I appreciate that your team is willing to learn what we're doing so you can better support our teachers. The other thing, when we're talking about schools that choose to work with you, I mean, we know that we have struggling teachers in all of our schools, and maybe not even struggling, maybe they've been there for a long time and they just want to revitalize their practice, and so they're a teacher. But we also have reading specialists in each of our schools that are working there, and so there may be reasons, funding and otherwise, that principals opt to not use the service, and that's okay too. We give them that opportunity.
Absolutely.
But really, again, your team does do a fantastic job.
Thank
So
you.
needed.
They
Thank
love
you.
working here. Yes, thank you so much. All right, appreciate it. Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.